What up guys, it's your boy JP and welcome to a brand new movie review. Today's movie is Suicide Squad, so let's get into it. So Suicide Squad was set to release on August 5th. I finally got the chance to go and see this bad boy after much anticipation, and let's get into this review. With a $177 million budget, grossing over $133 million on its opening weekend, so far Suicide Squad has made $383 million worldwide as of this recording. So let's talk about the cast choice. I have to say I love the entire cast, but didn't quite enjoy the performance of a few characters in the movie, which I will talk about later on. So kicking things off with Will Smith as Deadshot. I loved his overall performance he gave and loved the backstory, especially with his daughter and how he's trying to make ends meet with her. And it definitely showed he had some sort of motive and a reason to not take part in Task Force X and the whole Suicide Squad, which is always nice to see that there's someone who isn't completely insane. However, there were a few things I didn't enjoy about him. I didn't quite like his, it sounds a bit stupid, but didn't quite like his stance of holding the guns. I think he should have been a more badass way of holding his guns. I mean, he is Deadshot, he doesn't really need to have some sort of stance, but it really felt like he was trying really hard to get those shots in, which really kind of made him look a bit, but overall he was pretty good. Especially love the scene where he jumped on top of the car, taking out those crazy alien looking dudes. Next up we have Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and they really got the insane side of Harley Quinn on point, which I really liked. That one thing I had a doubt for, but they really did get that right, and not to mention she looked. So Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. Dude was absolutely hilarious, really played the comic relief character really well. Absolutely enjoyed, cracked up on almost everything he said. He was just like a really fun dude to have around. Really needed it in a movie like this, like where everyone's serious and everyone's quite insane, and then you have that one guy who doesn't really give a shit. He's just there to lighten the mood. Next up, Jay Hernandez and Adewale Akinoue Agbaje. I know I've absolutely screwed that name up, but yeah, as El Diablo and Killer Croc respectively. In my opinion, they weren't given as much screen time as I thought they would have, but I enjoyed every one of their moments when they were on screen. This film showed the current incarnation of El Diablo, which is the Chato Santana, with his ability to use flames, pyrokinesis, I believe, is what it's listed as. It was a Chato Santana first appeared in El Diablo Volume 3, Issue 1 in September 2008. Throughout the movie he had this thing about not fighting, and he didn't really want to use his powers, and I really liked his reason. But I could tell it was going to be one of those OP guy doesn't want to lose control because he would kill everyone in the movie kind of cliche. So yeah, I knew that bit was coming, that he would just transform into something at the end and just kind of like own everyone, which he did. For Killer Croc, I loved his performance, and he growled a lot. Yeah, he seemed to be the action speaks louder than words kind of character, which I liked. But every time he did say something, it was really funny. Next up, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. She was surprisingly good. I don't think I've ever seen Viola Davis in another movie before, or maybe I have, but she really nailed the Amanda Waller character. It felt like straight out of the comics, creepy, sly, sinister, and just liked how she was true to the character, like really unpredictable, like typical Amanda Waller shit right there. Except Karen Fukuhara's Katana. You didn't really get to see an awful lot of her in the movie, but yeah, I did like her character. Would really like to see a lot more of the backstory. So Cara Delevingne as Enchantress. All I have to say is that even in that possessed witch form shit that freaking Rick Flag gets to bang. Now onto the characters I didn't quite like. Well, it's not that I didn't like these characters, but there was ways that they could have been improved. But there was one character I didn't like at all, which I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to guess who he is. Clue, he. But yeah, starting off with Rick Flag. Flag was played by Joel Kinnaman, a phenomenal actor. He was in the movie Run All Night alongside Liam Neeson. I freaking loved him in that movie. I thought he was really good. But in this movie, he did have his moments, his little Rick Flaggy moments. But there was one thing that really did annoy me, was how he had to explain scenes. Like, why are you explaining the scene to the audience? They can see what is going on. I mean, the first time he does that was when you first meet Katana, right? And he's there. She comes into the plane when they're all just about to jet off, and then he's like, he explains how you should watch out because, you know, her sword traps the souls of her victims, right? And then he constantly does that throughout the film. He does it a second time when after the bar scene, they're just about to get ready to face the Enchantress, and then she's talking to her husband in the sword, right? You can see in the subtitles that maybe her and her husband has some sort of connection. She's crying, looking at the sword. You can see the little soul particle things flying about, and you can all right, maybe her husband's been trapped in it. Even an idiot could have been able to tell that. Oh yeah, there's just something going on here. And then he just turns around and says, oh, she talks to her sword because her husband's trapped. That really annoyed the hell out of me. He does it again towards the end of the movie. I mean, Deadshot does do that one time. You do see Will Smith saying, oh, so we some sort of Suicide Squad. Like, there was kind of, you know, that they just had to have one of those moments. It's just stuff like that for me ruins movies. It's not just movies, it ruins like big actors like that. Like, when they say something stupid, it's almost as if it's not the character saying it. It's almost as if the actor is saying it. You know, like, you don't have hate towards the character. You start to, you know, kind of get annoyed by the actual actor. You're like, come on, man. Like, and it's not the actor's fault. It's just little moments that kind of ruin it for everyone. And then moving on to Incubus. Wasn't too aware of Incubus. Going into the movie, I didn't quite like him as like a villain. He was just, you know, he was too sloppy. Maybe because he didn't get too much screen time, but he looked great. But I just thought he was a bit shit of a villain, to be honest. And now onto the character that I absolutely hated. I think hate is a strong word, but I thoroughly disliked this character. And it was freaking Slipknot. Oh my lord, he just felt like such a waste of a character. I mean, he even gets shown in the freaking trailer, right? So when you see someone in the trailer, you're automatically gonna think, all right, this dude maybe has some sort of a role in the movie. He does nothing. His ability is to climb, and it's not even like, oh, maybe he's some sort of a scout, right? Like that's his. Maybe that's what his role could have been. You know, like maybe you're thinking, oh, this guy is gonna be climbing buildings and stuff, and you know, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, scouting people out with his building climbing. Dude just straight up sucks, to be honest. He's a waste of a character, and he's literally in for like 2 seconds of the movie. Tries to escape and dies. He just dies, and then no one ever mentions him again. I mean, he wasn't much of a hype to begin with. Like, okay, he's a guy that can climb anything. Like, really? And the first thing he does when he gets out is punch a woman in the face. Pretty funny, I have to say. Not trying to be offensive towards the females. I'm sorry, ladies. Now that I've talked about characters, let's move on to the overall tone and setting of the movie. I really enjoyed how it was dark and gritty and some laced in with a little bit of comedy every here and there, but then at the same time there is a little bit of, you know, kind of emotional stuff going on between the characters. It really shows the background of all the characters and their reasons for being there. Let's talk about cameos. We saw Batman and the Flash in a cameo appearance. And so, well, let's talk about Batman first. So Batman comes in with an epic entrance. It did resemble the one that we saw in Dawn of Justice. I kind of have those little nods towards Dawn of Justice. We did also see him on top of Joker's car. So the next time we see Bruce Wayne is during a mid-credit sequence where he's having a little bit of a meeting with Amanda Waller, who he agrees to protect her against all the crazy shit that just went down in exchange for government files on metahumans and whatnot. I really like the little hint where they show that Amanda Waller does know Bruce Wayne's true identity as the Batman, while, you know, the Batman is talking to her about how any further problems will be taken care of his friends, aka, you know, the Justice League and whatnot. And I just really liked how, you know, she kind of, you know, gives him the hint that, yeah, you ain't fooling no one, I know who you really is, you know. Onto the Flash, and I really liked how he looked in the movie. You know, his whole costume was absolutely epic, and how he interacts with Boomerang just before catching him. The only thing that really annoyed me was that blue lightning. Oh, what is going on? I mean, we saw that in the Justice League trailer, right? And dude's got blue lightning. So at that point, I'm seeing the comments underneath the video, and they're all like, "Oh, why has the Flash got blue lightning and whatnot?" So I thought maybe it's like, you know, the movie's still in the works. They needed to show a little trailer to get the audience hyped up, so just throw a little bit of lightning in, you know. And you know, I thought, you know, that was it. That was the end of the blue lightning. And then in Suicide Squad, we see him with full-on blue lightning. I'm like, whoa. Wait, this is a full-on... The movie's been released, and what's going on here? Like, so yeah, that blue lightning really has me confused. I'm not sure if that's gonna stay that way, or whether again they were just lazy and just wanted to show that, you know, let's just throw the Flash in there, you know. I don't know what's going on, but that blue lightning has to go, or at least have some sort of explanation as to why you decided to change his lightning. His lightning is yellow, you know. Warner Brothers, yellow, completely different colors, looks nothing like blue. If he had green lightning and you change to blue, yeah, maybe, you know, something's going on there. You need to get something tested, get your eyes tested or some shit. But Flash has yellow lightning, guys. Come on, let's keep that clear. Fucking read the comics. Fucking look up the Flash. He has yellow lightning. Please change that lightning. I do not like that blue lightning. At least have some sort of explanation towards it, you know, whether it's his suits that's sparking, you know, it looks like a metallic suit, looks like some sort of an armor, you know, maybe that's his suit that's sparking and it's not his actual lightning. But, you know, I give it the benefit of the doubt. I will give it the benefit of the freaking doubt, okay? But that has to go. I'm being serious, that blue lightning has to go. So that's it, guys. That was my review of Suicide Squad. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. You can probably tell that this was my first ever movie review, so there probably is a few things that I've missed. If I have done, please put it down in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll see you next time with another review. Peace.